Students, in particular Martin. Hi, how are you, Martin? International student of ours. I thought I'd put this video together. The last couple of lessons, I've just put a little bit of a lesson plan up. I know that you can complete the work in your own time, but I thought it's really important that I be able to explain a few things to you. Again, Martin, I'm very, very happy for you to be sending me emails, and I will reply to those emails as best as I can. Obviously, we're very, very busy, but you are one of my students. You're very important, so I'm more than happy to answer you. We can also set up Zoom if you need to have a Zoom call set up, which I'd be more than happy to do prior to the SAC or the exam that will come up soon if you have any questions or want anything clarified. I thought today it might be helpful for you if I went through the information and explained a few things, so I'll try and make this video a little bit short for you and quick, but I do need to explain a few things about the information in this video. Okay, Martin, here we go. So, today is work you will find in our class under resources, and you will find in Year 10 Health, Term 2, Week 5, and we have two tasks. The first one here is called Stress as a Microsoft Word document, and then we have Stress as the PowerPoint document. So I'm going to start going through this and then we'll make sense of it. Remember that the main topic that we've been talking about for the whole term is the promotion, which means building understanding for people, for youth, which is our 12 to 18-year-olds, and their health and well-being. Now, I think it's a really good idea for you to watch this YouTube video. I'm not going to be allowed to play it in here, but it's a 4-minute video, and it's a really helpful video for you to understand what the brain is doing when the brain gets stressed. Okay, now most of my students, we will watch this in class together, this video, and then instead of doing these two dot points, we will do the Word document that I showed you before. Now this document here talks about two things. It talks about the things that stress you or make you worried in your life. So the things at home that can make you stressed or worried, the things at school that make you stressed or worried. Maybe, for example, if you don't understand something, then you might get worried or stressed. And then the media, what do you see on TV? It might be things about coronavirus, or it could be things about crime. Does that make you worried and stressed? Your friends, are there things that your friends can do or say that make you stressed or worried? Your future, do you worry about where will you be in the next few years? And the environment, does the environment worry you? What are the things within your environment that worries you? Is it noises or something like that? Then what we do is we all have a different series of strategies to cope or deal with these things. So around this outside circle here, we write the things that we do that help us feel less stressed. So maybe it's playing video games, or maybe it's talking to a friend, or maybe it is sending an email to a teacher. Anything that you do that makes you feel less stressed and more relaxed, we put on the outside circle. So it's just a bit of a brainstorm. It's just for you to think through the things that you are able to do to make you stressed or to make you less stressed. Okay, so our class will be doing that. And then we'll move on and I will talk about these things. When we feel stress as an emotion, we feel tense. That means tight. We get nervous, worried about things, or the word on edge means very, very worried. The stress response is physical. There is a hormone called adrenaline that temporarily affects the way that we feel. Stress is characterized, means it looks like feelings of tension, frustration, worry, sadness, and sometimes moving away or withdrawal of things for a short duration. The body uses energy to cope during frequent bouts of stress. There is some evidence to suggest that stress can contribute to poor physical health and well-being. So if somebody is very, very stressed, they could get some cardiovascular diseases, some high blood pressure, some risks of infections, and chronic means long-term tiredness or fatigue, always feeling tired. Extended periods of stress, if we feel stress for a long time, can lead to more serious psychological disorders such as depression and anxiety, which are mental health disorders. Nearly 1 in 3 Australians reports high levels of psychological distress. That is between 12 and 25 years old, so that hits the youth category. 1 in 4 young people are living with a mental disorder, and 9% of young people between the age of 16 to 24 have high to very high levels of psychological distress. In the Mission Australia survey, coping with stress was a major concern for 6 in 10 females and a quarter of males. Growing up and finding a balance between independence and reliance on others. So when you are growing up and you're starting to become an older teenager, it's very, very difficult for you to understand when you should stop listening to your parents about everything and when you need to still ask your parents for advice. And so that is what we talk about growing up and gaining independence, is when do I stop having my parents do everything for me and when do I start doing things myself? So this can lead to depression or stress, but also other things are relationships with family, friends, and schoolwork, homework, assessments, teachers, coaches. So when we feel pressure or stress by schoolwork, it can lead to negative health and well-being if not managed properly. What can happen is students can lead to things like smoking or drinking alcohol because they want their brain to forget about the stress. This can also have issues in terms of headaches and abdominal pain. We also need to understand that things like Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, social media, can create major stress between the ages of 14 to 24. People spending nearly 14 hours on social media each week, and there's no one to talk to when you see something online that you're not sure about or that makes you feel a certain way. So you need to make sure that this is really important. Martin, I also wanted to take the time to sort of recap or revisit where are we up to with everything? What have we learnt? What do we know? What do we need to know? So I thought I might bring the subject learning plan up, which was something from the very start of the term. Now we have completed the drugs research task and we've completed Supersize Me. During our next lesson, I will introduce our final outcome task, the discrimination article, and then we will have a SAC, an assessment task. But we still have an exam as well. So there are 3 more major tasks we need to complete. Remember that we learnt about injury and accidents, we learnt about alcohol, we learnt about illegal or illicit drugs, and we learnt about smoking. We've talked about nutrition and food. We've just finished talking about sexual health and staying safe during sex, etc. Now we're learning about stress. We still need to do discrimination and we will have an article to write, and then there is a final bit about the world around us. We're currently in week 5, and in week 7 you will have your SAC, the assessment task. The examination will be in week 9, not in week 8. So we'll have 1 week to do some revision before we have to do our exam. Okay, so we're getting very close to the end. We have week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we are finished. The year 10s will be going on their school camp during week 10 of this term. So we'll be in touch with you about what's happening during that week for you and for the international students. Please ask for a Zoom or send me an email if you're stuck on anything or if you need any help with anything. I'm always here to help. Good luck with today's work. You get that worksheet done and you make sure you have some notes written down about stress and the PowerPoint that I shared with you today.